Bowhunt or Die is being brought to you by Mathews, Lost Camo, Lone Wolf Portable Tree Stands, Hunter Safety System, Heartland Wildlife Institute, New Archery Products, Tinks, Carbon Express, Stealth Cam, Moose Utility Division, Lacrosse Footwear, Scent Blocker, Pine Ridge Archery, and Can Cooker.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Bowhunt or Die. As you can see, Justin's not with me today. He's out in the stand hunting. Unfortunately, I'm going to be gone the rest of the week, so I wanted to at least give you a quick update to let you know how my hunting's been going. Before we dive into my update, I want to take a few moments to show you an absolutely, truly giant whitetail buck. My friend Dave Comer shot an absolute monster. Take a look at this deer. My friend Dave Comer loves the bow hunt, and I'll tell you what, this was an awesome buck. Absolutely one of the biggest bucks that he's ever shot. Now, how about going and checking your trail cameras and putting your card in and all of a sudden seeing that footage? Wow, that's the kind of buck that will definitely get you up off the couch and make you sit in that tree stand for the hours it takes to finally catch up with one of these giants. Now, with that being said, let's get an update about how I've been doing. As far as the hunting this year, things have been tough. There's no question about it. But I did get my brand new Mathews XS, and would you believe it? The first day out in the woods, I have a chance to shoot 150, 160-inch whitetail.
Can you believe the size of that buck? Oh my gosh. Darn it, I knew I should have been in that other cedar tree. I told Justin we need to put a stand in that tree and we didn't do it.
Well, that's the way bow hunting goes. Unfortunately, that limb was in the way and I wasn't able to get a shot off, and I sure don't want to take a bad shot. Now, I did have a chance though the next day to shoot a great doe. Take a look.
Wow, good morning. 25 degrees. Cold temperatures. Bucks are starting to move. I saw a giant last night, just couldn't get it together. He was too far out. Want to make this interview pretty quick this morning. It's quiet. It's cold. Something's got to start moving to these morning hunts. I mean, I have been just getting struck out all year this year in the morning. Perfect morning for some quality deer management. I haven't been seeing very much. It was a lone doe, 20 yards. Those are the shots that I like. I hate taking chances on whitetails. More importantly, it's the first deer down with my new Mathews Creed XS. Boom, worked perfect. Alright, there's my arrow. Perfect.
This is the blood trail from the Hill Zone Max. Let's go over here and grab my doe. Right. Nice healthy doe. Okay guys, well we got my doe here. Tell you what, it didn't go more than 30 yards.
What more can you ask for? Those are my favorite shots when they're 20 yards. This particular shot here, the angle was a little steep. She was far enough away from the tree, but you know what? I aimed a little bit high. Because of the steep angle I was shooting at, came out right down here by the heart. It was a perfect shot. And as far as I'm concerned, I got my first deer on the ground. I've got food, and I'm ready to start focusing on these bucks. First deer with my all-new Mathews Creed XS for 2014. Definitely excited about the way it shoots. I've had it about 2 days now, and it's definitely letting those arrows fly very straight, and I'm pumped. So I'm gonna call it a day, and we're gonna load this deer up, and it's time to get serious about some bucks.
On this particular farm, I'm not gonna pass up the chance to do some quality deer management. It was at 20 yards. I had the new Mathews Creed XS in my hand, and I definitely wanted to give it a shot. Everything worked out perfect. I was able to harvest her, get her out quickly, not disturb the area. It's a tree stand that I'm banking on is gonna have some big bucks coming by here in the future. Now, with that being said, you gotta take a look at this footage.
This is why you should be in your deer stand. This is why you're supposed to be in your deer stand and not hanging stands at November 3rd. I can't believe it.
Man, how fun is that to be on the ground, eye to eye, and have that whitetail buck be right there? Can you believe it? I sit all morning, I don't see a ton of deer, and then I get down to move a stand, and there's a buck standing right in front of me. You know what? That's what November's all about. It can happen at any second. Now, with that being said, Justin's going to be back in the office tomorrow, and he's going to be bringing you the rest of the show and update on how our team is doing.
All right, guys, well, I'm finally back in the office, and now Todd's the one who's out in the field hunting. As you saw, Todd had some great encounters. Now, unfortunately, my season has been a little bit less eventful, at least when it comes to big bucks. However, I've had a couple of really cool hunts over the last few weeks that I wanted to share with you guys, so let's check those out now.
Well, guys, I'm not sure if you can hear me or not through the wind, but back in the same food plot I sat in 2 nights ago. Got a little bit better wind tonight, more of a northwest. Hopefully it stays that way. Seems to like to swirl out here, so it's about 3:30. Got 3 hours till dark. We're gonna get tucked in here, and hopefully we're gonna put the new Mathews to work. Doe down, boys, doe down. I hit her a little bit forward, but there's blood absolutely everywhere. She piled up at the bottom of this ravine. Doing the recovery solo tonight, so got the Epic Cam on, give you a little POV action, but back in the food plot where I shot this doe, I'm going to go kind of find the spot where I shot her. I'm going to show you some of the blood that I could see from the tree stand where she just was spraying everywhere, bashing into these trees, and then we'll go grab her and get out of here. So let's get to it. There's blood. That's usually a good sign right there. Here's my arrow. Here. Blood here, bunch of blood here. Oh, there she is, guys. Right there. There we go, guys. Man, bad hit, but luckily she bled out. Well, guys, here we are. We finally got out of the woods thanks to Richie and Mike for helping me drag her out. She ran about, 120 yards straight down the steepest hill in northwestern Illinois. I decided to fill the freezer and do a little quality deer management. They want to harvest 25 to 30 does off this farm this year, so I'm just trying to do my part, put the new Mathews to work. So hopefully the next one I get a little bit better shot, and hopefully the next one's got some antlers on it. So time to pack her in the truck and get home. Bow hunt or die, guys. Late October, it's time to go kill some bucks. Back in my little makeshift ground blind for a little ground and pound action tonight. Last time I sat here, I had a little 1.5-year-old buck coming right out in front of me. I could have shot him. It's about 3:30. Got 3 hours till dark. Settled here in the hunt more chair and gonna see what happens. So, bow hunt or die, guys. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There's a squirrel going nuts behind me. And I heard a bunch of walking in the grass. I'm assuming there's something back there, but it hasn't shown itself yet, but there's something there. Let's hope it's a 170 and he walks out in front of me. Bow hunt or die. Know what I'm saying? Do it. Pack it up and call it a night, I guess. I just smoked the white 8. He's smoked. He's done. Oh my God. Oh my God, bow hunt or die. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Pretty confident he can't be too awful far away, so we're gonna hike in here, see if we can find the arrow, pick up blood, and go find this deer. So let's get it done. Unfortunately, it's not shaping up to be a happy ending for this particular recovery. You know, when I shot that deer, I knew my shot was a little bit forward, but honestly, I saw the knock go out when it hit him, and I thought the arrow passed through him because it was kind of dark. And I thought, man, I smoked that deer. He's gonna be dead in 60 yards. Well, we found the arrow 20 yards from where I shot him, and as you can see, it broke off the end, but I got literally, if I got 2 inches of penetration, I'd be surprised. So I must have just whacked him right in that shoulder. And we've gone a couple 100 yards on very, very sparse blood. I'm talking 1 drop of blood every 5 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards. No beds, no bubbles in the blood, no anything that indicates that it would be a lethal hit. But I'm still gonna come back tomorrow. I'll kind of grid search this woods. It's not very big. You never know, we may get lucky, but as of right now, it's not looking good for me. Unfortunately, I think it's almost a year to the day I shot a buck on this very same farm and didn't kill him. Small. Why can't a big one do that? Well, guys, I really don't know what to say about those 3 hunts because they're all so different. I guess I'll just start at the beginning with the doe. I didn't make the best shot on that doe, but fortunately I was able to actually get a piece of her heart. So she didn't go very far, maybe 100 yards. Unfortunately, she ran down probably the steepest hill on our entire lease, and it was definitely a pain getting her out. I wish we got more footage of it, but it was such a pain getting her up the hill, we weren't really worried about the camera at that point.
The very next hunt was that buck, and I really don't know what to say other than I must have just botched the shot. For a while I thought maybe I hit a twig or something happened. I don't know how it's even possible that I was that far off at only 12 yards on the ground, but I really don't have any excuses. I think I just blew the shot, and fortunately, my arrow got a lot less penetration than I originally thought. And I say fortunately because I'm 100% sure that arrow hit that deer square in the shoulder, no penetration, no mortal wound. So I'm sure that deer is still alive and running out there, and I'll probably get trail camera pictures of him before the year is over. But one thing I did want to show you guys was actually the arrow that I was using that night, so you can get an idea of penetration. So this arrow here is the arrow I shot that deer with, and here's just a blank arrow with no tip on it. As you can see, literally it's zero penetration. When I say zero, I mean nothing. The insert broke out the side top of the arrow. I think probably when it hit that deer's shoulder, it went in and then just busted clean off just like that. There was no blood on the shaft, no indication that deer is going to die whatsoever. So, it's an unfortunate thing. Sometimes you only get one shot each year to try to harvest a deer. Hopefully that wasn't my one and only shot for this year, and I'll get another opportunity. And then the last hunt that we showed you was just a pretty cool encounter. Young buck over a decoy. I don't hunt over decoys very much. It's just not my thing. So I had a food plot and a decoy, which is both pretty new for me. It was pretty cool to see that young buck come in and get all postured up, and I was hoping he was going to attack the decoy. Unfortunately, it just didn't happen. But, my season's been pretty slow so far. The big bucks just don't seem to be moving much during the daylight yet. So hopefully with this weather front moving through and cold temperatures going into this weekend, things are hopefully going to start getting a little bit better. So next up, we're going to join two other team members on some great hunts. First, we've got John Herrmann, and then we've got Lindsey Hiestand over in Michigan.
Hey guys, it's October 23rd. I just got set up in the tree. Hadn't even done my interview yet, and I already got a doe come out in the field about 75 yards from me. We got a pack of wolves that are really wreaking havoc on our deer up here right now, and we can't seem to get a pattern going on. They kind of got them all run out of here. Hopefully I'm going to get a crack at some does, maybe a good buck, maybe a wolf, maybe a turkey. Well, that's one for the freezer. I still got a few deer around, so I'm just gonna hang tight here. But it's gonna be the first kill of the season. Feels pretty good. There's gonna be some more where that came from. Well, we're getting to the bewitching hour here, so I think I'm gonna shut it down. I'm pretty sure that doe is gonna be laying just along the edge of the field there. I never heard her crash into the woods, and I hit her right where I was aiming, so I'm pretty sure she's just gonna be laying there dead. Hoping it. I walked up the edge of the field here. I thought she was maybe just laying right in the field, but didn't find her in the field, but lo and behold, I found her. She's one jump in from the fields. One big doe down for Johnny Herrmann. Pretty happy man right now. Whoever said that deer hunting is easy is a liar. Holy mackerel. That's a big doe. Well guys, I finally got this old doe out, made her a little bit presentable here. A lot of work when you're up here by yourself, back in the middle of nowhere in the dark, but luckily I made a really nice shot on her. double lunged her and she just barely made it out of the field. So this property's got some excess does that we got to take out of here, and we're hoping to take out 2 or 3 of them for each of the guys that's hunting up here. So finally had a decent hunt. Wolves didn't mess me up, so was able to take a nice mature doe. Real happy with her. Made a nice shot. Kill zone did its job. So hopefully this won't be the last tag I put on an animal this year. So stay tuned. Bow hunt or die.
It's October 27th. We're headed out for an evening hunt. Alex is behind the camera. He's been behind the camera all month long. He got a really nice elk already this year, so he's kind of going off of that. We're hoping that the 8-point that I missed is out and about tonight. He's been out multiple times chasing does already, so we're hoping we're going to see him again tonight. Okay, so I need to get something off my chest here. I haven't had any videos so far up on bowhunting.com. I've been a pro staff member for a couple of years now, and here's why. Last year I took a 30-yard shot at a deer that we now call pincushion, and that's because of me. I hit him really bad and he was fine and got away. I also had the chance to shoot at an 8-pointer, a really nice 8-pointer. It was kind of a crazy night. Things were happening like crazy. There was bucks running does, and it was kind of getting dusky, and this 8-point ran a doe right by our stand, about 15 yards. Alex yelled at him and he stopped, and I just flung an arrow and I missed in front of him. Not really sure where my head was at on that one. So the third deer that I've shot at this year and missed was a small doe. She came about 10-15 yards as well, and I shot at her, and pretty sure I hit a limb. It was kind of dark. It went 3 foot in front of her. It was nowhere close. So hoping I hit a limb. Pretty sure I did. So I'm hoping that talking to you guys about this and kind of sharing this story, as much as I don't want to, will help me kind of get through this funk and get over this and get back, out of my head and back into hunting, and hopefully it will get me back on track. Okay, the 8-pointer that we've been after is out in the field right now. He's with a doe, but Alex just snort-wheezed at him, and he popped his head right up and stared at us. So hopefully we piqued his interest. Hopefully we can break him off that doe. I think I put a pretty good shot on her, so we're gonna get down and see what we can find. I was so excited because I've had a rough season. It's been an interesting season for me. It's been really rough, and she's broken my streak, hopefully. So very, very excited.
Is it broke?
No.
Is it bloody?
Yeah.
I see more dirt than anything else.
I don't see like any blood.
Maybe I missed her.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, like the arrow looks.
Well, it went in high. Nothing? Wow, that about knee crawled right to her.
Oh my god, I can't even believe I'm doing this right now. I've never got a doe before.
This is your first doe ever?
Yeah. Well, not only my first doe ever, but first deer with my Mathews. I'm like super excited right now. I don't even know. 125 yards of droplets of blood. No blood trail, crawling on our hands and knees to find blood. And then there she is. No blood trail, barely. Yeah, I'm super excited, so. Bowhunt or die. Oh, I did it!
Well, guys, as we've been saying all along, when the bucks aren't moving, shoot does. You know, it's good to see Johnny finally get on the board. I know he's been hunting really hard up there in Wisconsin, just hasn't seen a lot of activity like the rest of us. And then we've got Lindsay over in Michigan. She's also been hunting extremely hard. And, you know, what you guys don't see is, you know, behind the scenes, her husband Alex has dedicated a lot of his season to being behind the camera to try to film her. And, you know, it's something we talk about a lot, but, you know, it takes the right person in the right frame of mind to be able to give up some of your hunting time to get behind the camera. So, you know, good job, Alex, running the camera, and ultimately a good job and congratulations to Lindsay. You know, she's had a lot of bad luck this year. Fortunately, she's stuck with it. She hasn't given up. I know she's been frustrated. We've all felt that frustration at some point, but I tell you what, when you finally get a deer on the ground, you know, that feeling makes all that frustration just totally go away. And actually, since that hunt you just saw, Lindsay managed to also put a buck on the ground on film, which we're going to have in an upcoming episode. So you're definitely going to want to check that one out in the upcoming weeks. Well, as always, I want to take a couple seconds here to thank the people who sent in their trophy photos for this week's show. Annie Shermer, Glenn Spolum, Grant Owens, and Ryan Long. Hey, congratulations, everybody. Those are some great trophies. I want to say a special congratulations to Ryan Long because that was actually the first deer he's ever harvested with a bow, and it looks like he made a great shot. Now, for the rest of you guys watching out there, if you want to see your photo right here in an episode of Bowhunt or Die, you can send it to us on Facebook, Twitter, email, or go to the homepage of bowhunting.com and click on the Submit Your Trophy button. Well, guys, that's all the action we've got for this week's show. Now, like I said earlier, things have been really slow here in the Midwest. I know everybody that we talk to on the forums is just saying, where in the heck is the rut? I'll be honest with you, I don't know. It may be late this year. Hopefully this front that just pushed through the Midwest today and brought some rain and then colder temperatures on the backside is finally going to get these deer moving. But on a more positive note, you know, we did have a couple team members who were successful at harvesting bucks in the last week. I already told you about Lindsay. We've also got Troy Spolum coming up with a great buck that he harvested this past Monday in Northwest Illinois. So the bucks are finally starting to hit the ground. It looks like they're moving a little bit during daylight. You're definitely going to want to check out the next couple episodes of Bowhunt or Die because hopefully we're going to have a lot more big buck action for you guys to watch.
In the meantime, don't forget to check out facebook.com/bowhunting for daily updates, news, photos, and other exciting information. We want to hear your opinions and your stories, so join us now and like us on Facebook.
There'll be no deer left in the Midwest. We killed all of them except the bucks. They're going to be running around like, where's all the does? The bowhunter.die.com guys killed them. Bowhunter.com die guys. Two other team members, John Herrmann and Lindsay. You know, those were some great encounters that Todd had with some really nice bucks, including that. Do the Humpty, do the Humpty Hump, do the Humpty Hump.